Recently, one of you have asked me that why GitHub profiles are so important for developer, and if it's so important, then what is the right strategy for us to build our GitHub profile? What information we should include about ourselves, about the project we have built, about the technology we have learned? What repository we should make it private and what repository we should make it public so other can find and they can contribute, how we can optimize the repository in GitHub so it can rank on Google. So these are the couple of things we're going to talk about it, and as a developer you have to know the advantages of having a GitHub repo and what kind of benefits it's going to bring in your development journey. You can easily able to publish your open source code. So just imagine that you are working on any project, you have built any kind of dApp or any kind of softwares, and you want to invite others to contribute and focus in that particular project so they can give their contribution. So if you talk about OpenZeppelin, if you talk about EtherJS, if you talk about other popular libraries which are open to use, if you talk about GitHub as well, or Next.js as well. So these are the open source application. You can go to their GitHub repo and you can give the contribution from your end. So it's very powerful for an individual to bring collaboration and invite others to contribute in the project. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is the documentation. So GitHub is absolutely incredible to create a documentation, because when you push your code to GitHub, you can easily able to navigate and you can check that when you push the first time, what are the modifications you have done. When you will push this code in the second time after doing certain changes, you can easily able to find the changes between the first push and the second push. So that will give you a very good idea about comparing the code from old to new, and that will help you to create a very good documentation. And the third point we have is that it allows you to show your work. Obviously, if you're a developer and you are build any project and you want other to show your work that this is what you have built, so we all have GitHub repository. So if you build your portfolio and you will send your resume to any HR, any company, so obviously they want you to send your GitHub profile so they can able to find that these are the project you have worked on, these are the skills you have in this particular language. They can even see the project which you have worked to and the way you have structured the entire data model, the way you have built the projects. So in that way they can easily able to know more about you, about your skills, and that will help you a lot to showcase your work. Because if you go to other platform, if you buy a hosting for updating your code, and that you have to pay money for that. But GitHub is absolutely free for you as a developer to utilize it to show your work. So when you will work on any project, what will happen? In that project, you will use different NPM packages, different software, different versions. So GitHub provides you an excellent opportunity to track down that what version you have used in the old version, what version you are using right now, what are the changes are there in the code, how you can tackle those situations to have the same version in the new one, and you can do the modification. So that's a very good feature you will have, and that will give you a very good knowledge about your code and about the program you have built, and that's how you can track about the version and the improvement you will make. So it's an excellent for checking for the version. And the last one we have is that it easy to integrate with any third party platform. So right now what I do in most of my project, I simply build my project, I push to GitHub, and I simply import those GitHub repository into different platforms. So right now I'm using DigitalOcean as a backend server, as a hosting provider. So what I do, I simply connect my repository, and I can connect my repository to the DigitalOcean, and that's how I pull the entire code in my DigitalOcean server, and I can make my website live. So in that way, what happened that the entire process of deploying, adding the code, building the folder and file structure, you don't need to worry about that at all, because your folder and file structure is already there in the GitHub. You don't need to write any custom code, you don't need to build any custom logic in your DigitalOcean's platform for hosting your applications. All you have to do is to import, pull the code in your DigitalOcean and make it live. So the entire deployment process is so smooth for you. You don't need to spend much time for deploying your project. So these are the couple of important benefits you will have as a developer. And if you are a Web2 developer or if you are a Web3 developer, it's absolutely mandatory that you have to have a portfolio. Because if you don't have a portfolio, and if you are applying for a job, if you are applying for an internship, then those HR, those CEOs who want to hire you, you will not able to create that impression in front of them, because they can say that this is the developer and he doesn't have his own GitHub repository, because every developer has their GitHub repository for hosting the platform. And that way it will show you that you have the knowledge about the GitHub repository, how to manage the folder and file structure, how to manage the entire system for deployment and development. So that's a very important things, and that's very important tools which you have to utilize. So these are the couple of important things which I I want you to keep in mind, because many of you are not building your GitHub profile. Recently I've started optimizing my GitHub profile, so very soon I'm going to build a complete tutorial where I will show you that what information you have to mention about your GitHub profile, what project you should include and make it public so other can find it out, and how you can make things private which you are using for your own selves. Because right now I have close to 100 project, and almost 60 of them are private because I'm building on something. So that's why I don't want to keep it live. But those projects which I made live, I try to explain every single thing about that, why I have built that project, what are the things I have included, what are the technologies I have included, so other can find and they can have the complete idea, okay, these are the features I have included. So if they want to contribute into my project, they can do it very easily, or if they want to pull and they want to modify and build on top of that, they can do that as well. So these are the couple of things which you have to know, and it's absolutely must if you are looking for a job. If you really want to take your career ahead into the field of development, you have to have your GitHub repository and you have to work. Right now GitHub provides you star batches. So if you are getting more interaction in your GitHub repository, someone is downloading your repository, someone is giving star to your repository, so in that will what happen, the GitHub going to provide you a badge, achievement badge, and if you have those badge, it will create a credibility amongst the developer community. Okay, so they can find your profile and they can see that you have all of these badge, means you are credible persons, and that will increase the chance of getting more project and you will get hired. Okay, so these are a couple of things which you have to keep in mind, because many of you are asking me constantly that is it important that we should have a portfolio, have a profile on GitHub, why we can push our code to, because many of you have pushed your code to Google Drive and you guys are sharing me the link of Google Drive to check your code. Okay, that's why I made this video, to let you know that it is an important, absolutely must to utilize GitHub, and you have to know that how you have to work GitHub, because GitHub is such a huge, okay, if you try to build a course on GitHub, it will become like 4 to 6 hours long. So GitHub is that huge. So that's the only thing I want to talk about in this video. Hope you guys have found this video valuable. If you still have any confusion and doubt, do let me know in the comment section. And from right today, I'm going to take questions. I can see a lot of you have asked me. So I can see that many of you have asked me a lot of questions. So I'll try to take one of those questions every single day and to answer, because it's not possible to explain every single thing in the comment section. Okay, so it's always very good that you guys should put your comments, put your questions in the comment section, so I can pick and I can make a video like this, and you guys will have an advantage where you can clear your doubts. So with that, I'm ending this video. Hope you guys have found this video valuable. If you still have any confusion, any doubt, do let me know in the comment section. I'll try to help you in that. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.